Hello golf fanatics, Andrew Rice, Director of Instruction out at the Western Savannah Harbor Resort. Pitching. We would all like to save some strokes. I've got some great practice ideas to help you. So here we are, we're out here, we've hit a good tee shot. We're on the short 14th hole at the Savannah Harbor Club. One of my favorite holes out here. It's a tough tee shot. You get it in play, you're faced with this tricky little pitch shot. And I've got some information that I'm going to share with you today pertaining to, let's talk a little bit about the mechanics. And then we're going to talk about how can you develop your skill as a pitcher. How can you start to be able to gauge all those different distances that we're faced with during a round of golf. So let's talk some mechanics first, and then we're going to work on some practice stuff, some practice ideas. Firstly, mechanics. If I'm chipping, my feet are club head width apart. When I'm pitching, I'm going to double that up. So my feet are approximately 2 club head widths apart. And for all pitch shots, I'd love to see the ball fall in the middle of your stance, What's the difference, you might be thinking, between a pitch and a chip? Well, a chip shot kind of cuts off, in my brain, 15 to 20 yards from the edge of the green. And a pitch shot goes from, let's call it 20 yards all the way out to, depending on how far you hit the ball, but what distance do you hit the ball with, let's say, your gap wedge? Those are pitch shots all the way from a full swing with a gap wedge all the way into 20 yards. So this is where these mechanics are going to apply. And I would much rather you use a club that you can comfortably make go that distance. For example, this is my 58 degree. I know I can hit it 85 yards, but I cut this club off at 60. I don't use it for any shots beyond 60 yards because it's a precision instrument and I want to have as much control as I can. And so I'm going to hit all my pitch shots with my 58. I would encourage you to try some different clubs, try some different lofts, and the one that's going to enable you to hit that low launching, high spinning shot, it must have high spin. Keep in mind, we could all hit low pitch shots with an 8-iron, but it's not going to have enough spin to stop and catch on the green. And so we want to find the club that's going to give us that best blend between low trajectory and high spin. For me, that's my 58. So ball is in the middle of my stance. Feet are slightly wider than chipping. That lead foot is flared. If my target line right here, if my target line is 12 o'clock, I'm going to set my body slightly open relative to that target line. My weight is going to slightly favor the front foot, 60-40 on the front foot. And on the way through, I want to make sure I keep pushing this lead foot. I want to push that lead foot into the ground. That's going to help me to shallow it out. And I know when I hit that opening shot, there was a little more divot there than I would like to see. I'd like to see all of you pitch with little to no divot coming out from under the golf ball. Okay, mechanics. Yes, let's go and do some block practice. Let's work on that on the range. But what can you do to develop your skill, to start to be able to gauge these distances appropriately? Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. For this particular shot, I cheated. I got my gun out and I said, okay, I'm going to put these balls here at exactly 50 yards. Why did I pick 50 yards? Because that is my core distance. And I would like for each of you to get out there and select a core distance. It can be 50 meters, it can be 30 yards. I don't mind. I want at least one number that you're going to get out there and own. You're going to go out and you're going to hit so many shots to that one distance that you're going to have full ownership of that shot. And if I came and I woke you up at 3 o'clock in the morning and said, hey, come on, hit me your core distance shot, you could do it literally in your sleep. I know I've hit thousands of 50-yard shots over the last decade, and I can literally hit a 50-yard shot in my sleep. It's amazing how that human brain works and how we start to take ownership and get a feel for that one distance. Why do we only want one? Certainly if you've got time, I'd love to see you get out there and take ownership of a couple different distances. But if you don't have enough time, if you've got limited practice time, just pick one number, get out there. I know this. for that 50-yard shot, for me, if I've got 38 yards, I go, well, it's this much less than a 50. How much? I don't know, but I know that I can gauge that. The human brain, the human being is incredible. Give yourself some credit. And so 50 carries me all the way to 70 and all the way down to 30. So I can cover a lot of ground by just having that one core distance. I cannot encourage you strongly enough. Get out there, pick a core distance, find a marker on the range or the area where you practice where, oh man, that's 45, that's 60, that's my number, and just get out there and hit as many shots as you can to that one target, because now you've got a benchmark and you can move down or up from there. Come on, let's give this last one a go here. 50 yards, you've now got the backstory. You know that this is my gravy number. I love this distance. I'm always licking my chops when I get a 50-yard shot. So if I can get that ball to stay right there, let's give this a go. Here we go. Maybe a little bit hard. Slightly hard, a little bit long, but we've got about 12 feet. And know this, we're not going to hit it tight every single shot, but we want to give ourselves an opportunity. Okay, get out there. Your pitching mechanics are going to help you with your full swing. It's going to help improve the quality of your swing. It's going to improve the quality of your strike, and you're going to start to save a few strokes in these situations where you were only hoping to save strokes before. Thanks so much for watching. If you've got any comments or questions, leave them below. I'll respond to as many as I can.